Hey everybody, welcome to week 2. I'm really excited about our work this week. This week we're following up on what we were talking about last week with all men are created equal. You guys wrote some great things in the discussion board. I love how you were thinking about that and really questioning this idea that we have this amazing ideal that America was founded on, that all men are created equal. And when America was founded, that was totally revolutionary. The rest of the world was like, yeah, kings rule everything and poor people suck. And America was the first country to say, no, wait, all men are created equal. But you guys were asking a lot of questions about how well we live up to that, even while you were saying we should live up to it and it's a great ideal. So I want to keep going with that this week with talking about the idea of privilege. First thing I want to say is that privilege is out there in the news a lot, and a lot of times people react to that idea pretty badly. It can make people feel guilty. I know I'm a middle-class white person. I am who people would say, oh, she's such a Karen. I try not to be a Karen, right? But that's not how I would hope we would react. One of the things I want us to really be aware of is that privilege is more like a system, and you can be opposed to an idea of white privilege without being anti-white people. The same way you can be opposed to the idea that men should have more power without thinking that individual men are bad. If we recognize that some people have advantages that other people don't have, that's because there are systems that make that happen. There are structures in our society, there are laws, there are rules, there is history that have made that happen. It doesn't necessarily mean that individual people are the problem and keep it going. Sometimes people in power are. But we as individuals, we're pretty much stuck in it. And so I wanted to look at a map real quick to kind of help us think about that. So here's a map of Route 206. And I just want you to think about what Route 206 is like and who lives where. So here at the southern end of Route 206 is Trenton. And you guys know Trenton, and you know that Trenton is not an easy place to live, and that the people there often don't have many advantages in life. And we might also notice that the people who live in Trenton are mostly African, African American, and Latino. If we keep going up Route 206 here, we get to Lawrenceville. In Lawrenceville, it's very mixed. There's a lot of white people, there's a lot of South Asian people, there's a lot of black people, there's a lot of Latino people. It's much more diverse. It's easier to live in Lawrenceville than it is to live in Trenton. A house in Trenton might cost $50,000. It also means that's all it's worth. A house in Lawrenceville might cost $250,000, right? So it's probably easier to live in Lawrenceville. But there are also real struggles. A lot of people in Lawrenceville might have a hard time paying for that $250,000 house. If we keep going up Route 206, we get to Princeton. There's only about 10 miles from Trenton to Princeton. This is not very far. And Princeton is a completely different world. Princeton is largely white people, largely very rich people, and the people in Princeton, I would say, have a lot of advantages. They have better schools, they have better healthcare, they have better roads, they have safer streets. They have a lot of advantages that the people in Lawrence and the people in Trenton don't have. And as I said, we might notice that there are very distinct racial differences between Trenton, Lawrence, and Princeton as well. So that's just something to think about as we consider this idea of privilege and the fact that it's not an accident. There are systems and histories in place to make it happen. Okay, so that's something for you to think about. Now let's look at what we're doing this week. So this week we are reading System of Privilege. Okay, this link will take you right there to the reading. Okay, so you can read it right here, but you won't be able to annotate it if you just read it on the screen. So take a look at it here. Take a look at the comments too. The comments are really interesting in how people react to it. But I will also have a document version here that you can download so you can annotate it in Word. If you have any problems with that, let me know. By the way, I just want to let you know that if we were meeting face-to-face, we would have 8 hours of class time a week. So you should expect to be spending at least 8, if not more like 10 or 15 hours a week on this class. That's more than an hour a day. 10 or 15 hours a week is more like 2 hours a day. So you should expect that level of work from this class. If you're not doing that, if you're only coming to the 1 hour of class and spending 5 minutes on the reading, you're not going to do okay. You have to be putting the time in. And it can be easy to think that because it's online, you don't have to spend the time. there's a lot of work here for you to do. You should be expecting to spend that much time on the class. So you're going to be reading System of Privilege. Before you jump to it and read it, make sure you watch the video of how to annotate it. And that's going to talk you through the annotation process. Okay, we have a sample body paragraph in here that's going to help you with some of your writing. You have another video illustrating this idea of privilege. So you're going to watch those videos, you're going to be annotating System Privilege, and you're going to be participating in the discussion board. So in the discussion board, you're going to take a couple of the things, a couple of quotes from System of Privilege, and you're going to share those. You could either do them both in one thread or do them in two different threads. And you're going to be writing about why that's important and what questions you have. You're going to be responding to people who comment on your thread, and you're going to be commenting on other people's threads. As I said, we would have 8 hours a week together. We're going to spend a lot of that time on the discussion board instead. Later on, we might do the discussion board in different ways, but right now, take the time to be reading and annotating. Now, this annotating a System of Privilege video, it's like 12 minutes long. You don't have to watch the whole thing at once. You can break it up. Same thing with doing your discussion board posts. Don't sit there for 2 hours on the discussion board. Break it up. Do it in smaller chunks of time. Okay, and then last thing is you have a System of Privilege reflection assignment. It's down here in the folder. Here's what it looks like. You're going to download the document. You're going to write in your answers, and then you're going to upload it again to submit it. Okay, so when you're doing this, you're going to be using quotes. It's only 3 questions, but your answer to each question should be a really good substantial paragraph or 2. You're not answering these questions with like 3 sentences. You're not looking to get this done as quickly as possible. You're looking to really be thinking deeply about what's going on. What you write in this reflection assignment, you are then going to use in your Essay 1 assignment, which is you're going to be turning in Essay 1 in like 2 weeks. So this is really the beginning of Essay 1. You're going to use this writing to develop your ideas. So it is important for you to put a lot in here. Quantity is as important as quality. And again, I'm not really worried at this stage about like grammar and spelling. I more want to see you just really thinking about the ideas. Okay, so that's it for week 2. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you have not yet joined Remind, please make sure that you join Remind. There's instructions in the announcements for how to do that. I will be texting you reminders, and you can text me through Remind, and make sure that you join us for a class. We have class either Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Please let me know which one you're going to sign up for. If these times work for a lot of people, we will stick with these times for the rest of the semester. Okay, I look forward to seeing you.